Romans chapter 5, verse number 8, the Bible says, "But God commendeth his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us." And so we talked about Monday how his love motivates. And then we talked about Tuesday how his love forgives. And then I want to talk to you today about his love was the only way. His love was the only way. The Bible says, of course, Jesus, he said, "I'm the way, the truth, the life. No man comes unto the Father but by me." He was the only way for us to live. The only way for us to live was that he had to die. Sin had to be paid for. In the tabernacle, we've been studying that on Wednesday night. The door, the gate, you'd go through the gate. There was only one door. And it's still the same way today. There's only one door, and that's Jesus Christ. He's the only way. In the Old Testament, there was one way to God. In the New Testament, there's only one way to God. In it, that door in the Old Testament represented Jesus, and he's the only way. John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." We have to believe on Christ. You know, me and my wife, we were dating and went to prom. I guess it was her senior year. I believe it was her senior year, and I had already graduated, and we were got a Hummer for prom. Somebody let me use their Hummer, and that thing was fun to drive. It sucked gas though. I mean, I drove just to High Point from Thomasville, and I had to put $10 in it just to go from High Point to Thomasville. But that thing was nice to drive. I loved it, and we left the prom area down there in High Point, and next thing you know, we turned down a road, and it was a one-way road, and it was kind of scary because cars was coming up, and we was going the wrong way. Um, and let me just say this: there's a lot of people that's going the wrong way. There's only one way, just like a one-way road. There's only one way road to heaven. There's not many ways. There's not two or three. Jesus is the only way. And if you want to go to heaven when you die, you must place your faith in Jesus Christ. You must realize you're a sinner. You must realize that Jesus paid for your sin. You must realize that without him, you're going to die and go to hell. And you've got to place your faith in him to get salvation for you to go to heaven. There's only one way. You know that they were years ago trying to get people to go to Mars, and it was a seventh or eighth month trip, and just to check it out, then they come up with a trip to Mars that's one way, and they wanted people to build a life out there. And you're crazy in your mind if you think I'm going to get me a ticket and my family a ticket and getting us sent up to Mars. I don't know. I don't know what's there. God didn't intend all that. This world's in a mess. I tell you, this world's going crazy. Our kids had wacky tacky day last week in school. They had to dress wacky tacky. I told Michael and them, I said, this world, this world's wacky tacky. I mean, good night. Everything going on in this world. It's crazy. It's chaos. It's a mess. And only one person is going to straighten that out: the Antichrist, who everybody's going to think is Jesus. Thank God we won't be here. Thank God if you're saved, you're going to meet the Lord in the air. Thank God for the rapture. Thank God he's coming back. But I'm telling you, this world's in a mess. And the only way they're going to escape hell, the only way they're going to escape the 7 year tribulation period is for them to take the only way, and that's Jesus Christ. They must trust him.